Hi, welcome back to another Heather Mac Reacts to Everything. This is our new channel. This is our new home. I have obviously been repurposing old videos. So when you see it says from the vault, that means it's from the old channel, bringing it to the new channel. Today is a brand new video. I'm going to be reacting to some ludicrous Reddit stories. And if you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe because this channel is getting 7 videos a week for the foreseeable future. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into this first ridiculous Reddit story. Okay, this one says, a woman turns up to pay for her wedding that we don't have in the diary. Her wedding is tomorrow. I forgot to mention that this story is from Tales from the Front Desk, which I feel like I should explore more. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos and stories from Tales from the Front Desk, and I can definitely make that happen. But anyway, what kind of a dipshit turns up to pay for their wedding the day before and it's not booked? And also, what are you doing paying for your wedding the day before? You pay a deposit a long time before, and then like at least us, like we paid like day of for the rest of it. I guess you could pay beforehand. Maybe not everyone does. I've only had one wedding, so I don't really know how all this works. But for us, we paid day of for the remainder of the balance. I don't know. Anyway, apparently she had a different idea of how this works, so let's get into the story. A large part of my job is answering phones and dealing with people who want to hire our large function room. In our town, our room is one of very few places available to hold wedding receptions, birthday parties, etc. The process for hiring the room is quite simple. People ring up all the time and ask if the date they want is free. If it is, we place a hold on the date for 14 days. If we don't hear back from them, it opens up to anyone else that wants it. If they do decide they want it, they have to come in for an appointment with either me or my boss. We go through the booking form and help them fill it in and explain the T's and C's with them. They then pay their deposit and the function gets written into the diary. We don't take deposits without a booking form, and we don't take booking forms without a deposit. You have to physically come in and hand both over. None of this can be done online. We don't have a website. Fast forward to this morning when Bridezilla walks in with her mother. Lovely. Mother of the Bridezilla. So Bridezilla is B, mother of the bride is M-O-B, me is me, and this is their conversation. Me, hi, how can I help? B, I'm here, Bridezilla, I'm here to pay the deposit for my wedding. Me, okay, let me get you a form and we'll go through it. What date did you book? B, tomorrow. The smile on my face dropped. We have a birthday party booked in tomorrow. There is no way she can have her wedding here tomorrow. Me, tomorrow isn't available. We already have a booking. Mother of the bride, you double booked? You'll have to cancel the other booking. Me, we haven't double booked. If you haven't filled a form in or paid a deposit, then you haven't booked the room. When did you ask about the date? Mother of the bride, last July. I remember because we came in before we went for my birthday lunch. Me, we only hold the date for 2 weeks. Someone will have told you that at the time. And Bridezilla, yeah, but it's a wedding. Which means it's even more important, you dumb shit. Me, the same rules apply. If you don't fill in a form and pay the deposit within the 2 weeks, we open it up to everyone else. Unfortunately, someone else has booked the room. B, I did it all online. Me, you did what online? B, paid for the room. Me, then why are you here today trying to pay for it now? This deserves a... Why are you trying to pay if it's already paid? Explain that one, Bridezilla. Bridezilla, me, we don't have a website, so you can't do anything online. Mother of the bride, she can't have the wedding here. Me, nope, sorry. They left. There was no shouting, no anger at me, nothing. She just casually shrugged her shoulders and walked away. That's sus as fuck. I'm fully expecting the wedding party to turn up tomorrow, all knitted out. Edited to add, my boss saw her throwing a huge tantrum in the road outside of our building. Okay, I mean, at least she could hold it in for the sake of professionality. Anyway, let's read some comments. Yes, paying a deposit for the wedding venue one day before the wedding sounds like a great idea. Let me just be clear. When I was planning my wedding back in 2016, well, I was planning in 2015 because I got married in 2016. Like, the word on the street was you need to book your wedding venue about a year in advance if you want to make sure you get the date that you want. So I got married in October of 2016. I think I booked the venue like late September, early October of 2015 because it was my wedding and it was important to me. And I didn't want to throw a fit in the middle of the street because I had a billion people coming to a wedding that wasn't booked. How do you get this dumb? Like, even for like a dinner reservation of more than like 5 people, like, you'll probably call and like confirm. I don't know. This is just crazy. And like, the weeks leading up to your wedding, it wasn't suspicious that like no one called you. I don't know. Do they not have any kind of like follow-up service? I mean, I know I had they had like a wedding coordinator there that like, oh, this is when this will happen, this is when this will happen, etc. Dummy. Next says, I'm sure the marriage will be a roaring success with that level of planning. OP responds, if I remember correctly, they've been together a good 15 years, engaged for at least 10. He'd told her if she wanted a wedding, she had to plan the whole thing. He wanted zero involvement. He just wanted to turn up to the church and then get drunk with his mates afterwards. Oh, that sounds like a marital bliss in the making. Next says, classy dude, might as well just go to the courthouse. And OP responds, I wouldn't be surprised if they called it off so she didn't come in and pay the deposit. And then they've gotten back together, so the wedding is back on, but she's forgotten to actually confirm any of her plans. That is quite the hypothesis and very interesting. Fortunately for y'all, we have an update on this story. Let's get right the hell into it. Sorry I haven't posted an update sooner. I was convinced I did this a couple of days ago. I was at work by myself for most of the afternoon after Bridezilla left. My coworker came in to take over for me, and for about 10 minutes, I fill her in on everything that's happened that day, including Bridezilla. Coworker makes a comment about how she's glad she has nothing to do with booking the room, and that if she did, she'd be getting the blame for the whole thing. I go into the back room to switch my shoes and get my things together before I leave. I happen to glance at the CCTV monitor and notice that Bridezilla is walking along the corridor. She walks up to my coworker and I listen in. Bridezilla is B, coworker is C. B, hi, I'm wondering if you can help me. I'm attending a party tomorrow night and need to make some arrangements with my friend whose party it is, but I've lost her phone number. I was wondering if you'd be able to help find it for me. What a shiesty ass bitch. So she's going to get the number of the person whose party it is and try to convince them to cancel their party so she can have her wedding there. Girl, where are your vendors? Where do you have a bartender? Do you have a DJ? Do you have a photographer, even a videographer, a cosmetologist? Have you confirmed with any of them? Because like, I feel like if you didn't confirm a fucking venue, you're like obviously too irresponsible to plan an entire wedding. Let's read on. Coworker, sorry, I can't do that. B, it's okay. We're best friends. She really wouldn't mind. We're best friends, but I can't get her number anywhere but at this hotel. Not a mutual, not a family member, but we're besties. Trust. What an idiot. C, I don't have access to the information. I couldn't give it to you even if you wanted it. They're coming in to decorate the room later on. You could come back then. B, there must be someone who can give me the number. My coworker comes to get me from the back room and asks me if I've heard her. What the fuck would she want their number for? I come out. Me, yeah, we can't give out that info. B, I don't see the big deal. Me, do you need it to tell her you can't attend because you'll be at your wedding that she mustn't be invited to? I can pass the message on for you. She shrugged and walked out. Oh, so you get called out. Bitch, I see you. I recognize you. You're not that fucking sneaky. I mean, it's like my 2-year-old trying to like sneak into a room, but like counting or singing the alphabet on his way in. I'm like, dude, I hear you. Not only do I hear you, but I see your tiny little body creeping into the room. Like, you're not sneaky at all. She shrugged and walked out. I can only imagine she was going to phone them and ask them to cancel their party so she could have the room. Exactly. The next day, I'm at work pretty much all day. I have a word with the people having the party and let them know that if anyone turns up that they hadn't invited, to let me know. We have a couple people turn up looking for a wedding. We tell them about the mix-up and they don't seem surprised. Really? Because Sally the Bridezilla is a fucking moron. A lady who said she was the groom's mother said she had only been told 3 days before about the wedding and that they'd invited a bunch of people to a reception, but nobody knew when or where the actual wedding ceremony was. She'd spoken to her son that morning and he said he'd text the details, but then apparently forgot. It's the most casual I've seen people be about organizing a wedding. No, for real. You're telling me that like, so like it trends, it tracks. If she comes in the day before the wedding to pay the deposit, it only makes sense that only 2 days before that is when she invited all these guests to the wedding. Girl, fly by the seat of your pants. You know where you can rent last minute for all your guests is like McDonald's. Try there. Let's get to some of the comments on this update. All right, this comment says, you know what? If she got access to that number, I bet she wasn't going to ask them to change their party venue. I think she was most likely going to impersonate a member of your staff to tell them your venue was double booked and that their booking was made later, therefore they miss out. Then probably just turn up and say, well, they didn't show up, so we can use the room. Probably sounds far-fetched, but with her attitude and entitlement, I wouldn't be surprised. See, here's the thing about that theory. It's way too smart for this dumbass. I will promise you that. She is not smart enough to come up with a plan that impressive. OP responds, I 100% believe she would have rung the other party and told them the function was canceled and we'd be in touch about a refund or some such nonsense. And then she would have just turned up with her guests and act like she meant to be there the whole time. Exactly, except she's not smart enough to do that. Promise you she was going to beg, borrow, steal, and threaten to get them to cancel the date. That's my opinion. I would like to know what you all thought about this freaking wild ride in the comments, and let's get on to the next story. Okay, y'all, I'm just going to warn you, this is going to be controversial. This is going to ruffle some feathers. I have very strong opinions on the matter. And you know what? We can all have our own opinions in the comments. We don't need to be mean or nasty or vicious. You can state your opinion very clearly, very precisely, and concisely, just like I'm going to do in this video. So the title of this story is, My Fiance Wants Me to Get Circumcised Before Our Wedding. I have a lot of feelings around circumcision. I personally don't believe in it unless it is for medical necessity. There's a lot of reasons why you should leave the foreskin intact. And most of the reasons for removing the foreskin have been debunked. And then a lot of people will bring up when they're in a nursing home, the nurse isn't going to clean them correctly and they're going to get infections. And I'm like, oh, so you're telling me that the nursing staff doesn't know what they're doing or they're not doing their job properly enough? Because you wouldn't cut a woman's labia to make her vagina easier to clean, right? So I don't know why you'd cut foreskin off a penis to make it easier to clean. That just seems really silly to me. Anyway, I don't believe in circumcising babies. If it's for your religious purposes, I do believe in religious freedom. I just don't believe in hurting babies. And yes, it does hurt them. Babies feel just as much pain as we do. That's so silly to think that they don't feel pain. And then there's also like, when I had my first child, I really thought about how difficult postpartum was going to be with me healing, with the baby, learning how to be a human in the human world. And I just couldn't imagine also taking care of an open wound on my child's penis. No, thank you. Anyway, that's how I feel about child circumcision. Adult circumcision is a completely different story. You're an adult, you can make that informed decision. You will have anesthesia and pain meds, unlike for a fucking baby, they just send them home. So, problem with this story is he doesn't want to get circumcised. His wife wants him circumcised. His fiance wants him circumcised. So, let's get into this tomfoolery. We met in the summer of 2018 and got engaged last year. Although our relationship is pretty solid, she can be very hot-headed. For example, she gets upset when things don't go her way and takes it as a personal insult. It's definitely a princess syndrome that can be difficult to deal with, but it never caused serious issues. A couple of months ago, she told me that I will get circumcised before our wedding later this year. Imagine if your fiance, your male fiance, was like, you will get a boob job before our wedding next year. You will get a nose job before our wedding next year. You will get your nipples sliced off before our wedding next year, because I don't believe in nipples in a relationship. Why you got it out for his foreskin, sister? Like, y'all been fucking this whole time. Like, why is the foreskin a problem before the wedding? Make it make sense. I said no, and she straight up told me that it's not a choice. Oh, I think y'all probably know how I feel about like your body, your choice at this point. Oh, this is just rubbing me the wrong way. We argued for a bit, and she said that I wouldn't be attracted to her if she had an outie vagina with extra skin hanging. Her words, not mine. Right, her words. I told her that it's not really the same thing at all and that I'd be attracted to her regardless. However, she got very irritated, ignored me for the rest of the evening. This is some gall, y'all. I'm trying to hold it together for this one. She has not stopped talking about this since that day. Every day she sends me articles talking about the benefits of circumcision, that it's totally healthy/safe, and why I should do it. She says that civilized men get circumcised and that we're not like those Europeans. Yes, because please let me let you know, if you don't know, that America and Israel are the two leading countries in circumcision. Israel, because their main religion is Judaism and they believe that circumcision is part of their religion. And US, because of outdated information and dumbasses like this. The rest of the, maybe not Canada, the rest of the fucking world doesn't circumcise unless it's medically necessary. But like, for some reason, Americans have this idea that like, well, if we do it, it must be the right way. Really? Because I can list like fucking 5 things real quick that we do that other people do better. Anyway, let me step down from my soapbox and continue. The thing is, she's mixed race, half French, and grew up in France, so I don't understand her thought process here. Her ex was French, but she repeatedly said that she dislikes French people and wants me to be better than that. According to her, that includes getting a circumcision. Again, his penis was fine for you for all these years. Why is it now that you're like, no, mutilate yourself? Cosmetically, I would like you to remove your foreskin after a lifelong life of living with your penis just the way it was made in the womb. Now I want you to change it though, because we're not getting married if you have a foreskin. This foreskin will not be in our marriage. Girl, hello? Yesterday, she brought it up again and said that and I said that she has no right to tell me what to do with my body. She yelled that she spends a lot of time/effort into her appearance and isn't asking for much in return. You're asking me to permanently mutilate my body, to cut off a piece of my body. You think that's the same as fucking lash extensions, fucking acrylic nails, and hair dye, bitch? Are you for fucking real? Again, how about you go slice off your labia and I'll go get rid of my foreskin? Oh, well, I would do it. Would you? Would you go under the knife to have your vagina sliced apart for someone who wasn't even complaining about it to begin with? I don't think you would. While it's true she spends a lot of money on beauty, hair, facial treatments, around $800 a month. Okay, girl. I don't think you can compare that to a circumcision. She's got very upset, calling me selfish and heartless, and basically told me to fuck off. Normally, when she argues, she doesn't get that heated, but I could hardly tolerate her attitude yesterday. So what this is telling me is that she's this type of person, but you've never pushed her this far. You've never pushed against her planning, plotting what she wants. And the first time you do actually push up against what she wants, it's a complete fucking meltdown. Boy, run, don't walk. Like, you gotta go. Later that evening, we had sex. Yes, I'm stupid. Okay, at least you fucking know. And in the middle of it, she brought up the topic again. It felt very manipulative. And when I told her that this is not the right time, she accused me of not loving her and actually started crying. Talk about fucking manipulative. Why would someone else's foreskin make you cry? Listen to how fucking ridiculous you sound. I just don't know if I've heard something more fucking ridiculous than this. Since she rarely cries, this didn't seem genuine. She got up and told me that we will get this done either way, and I shouldn't let such a small issue ruin what we have. To be honest, that sounded ominous, and I don't even know what to think of it. Is this something we can work out at all? Throughout our entire relationship, she never complained about my uncircumcised penis, and now it's such a big deal to her. It's giving me anxiety about our future, and I don't even know what to do. We've had so many discussions about it, and it always ends up the same way. This is fucking wild. The fact that she would demand that you have a cosmetic procedure in order to marry you. We will be getting this done. Bitch. Okay, we get your nipples sliced off. You get your nipples sliced off and I'll get my foreskin sliced off. Oh my gosh, what if they have a 2-for-1 deal? We can go in together and like hold hands while they do it. Are you fucking good? Here's some pertinent comments before we get to some kind of update, apparently. This says, this relationship sounds hellish. I can't imagine wanting to stay with someone who makes such demands and who cries during sex in an attempt to influence me. What are you doing? OP responds, I'll be honest, I don't know. Fair. Next says, if you don't know, there's no way you should be marrying her. She's showing you who she is. I think you should believe her. Next comment, wow, this girl sounds absolutely awful. It's bad enough to try and pressure you your partner to change their appearance in small ways, but she's trying to force you to get an unnecessary procedure on your dick and harping on it. Her tears were 100% manipulation. You need to tell her that you are absolutely not altering your body for her ridiculous preference, and if it bothers her that much, you will leave, and you should. This is a woman that doesn't respect your bodily autonomy and therefore doesn't respect you as a person. I honestly don't think this relationship will last, and if you stay with her or, God forbid, go through with this, you're setting yourself and potential future children up for a lifetime of emotional abuse and being controlled. I have to add too that I find it pretty strange that she's presumably been fucking you for quite some time now and is just insisting you get circumcised now that you're about to be married. My motherfucking point exactly. OP responds, "That's what I don't understand. When we first had sex, she didn't even comment on it. This came out of nowhere, and I don't understand why she didn't bring it up earlier." That commenter responds, "Did you ask her why she suddenly feels this way? I mean, I don't think the answer will change what I think about her or that this won't last, but I'm genuinely curious." And OP said, "I asked her, but she won't give me a reason. She just says that it's her preference and that discussed it with her friend." Do y'all think she's cheating? Do y'all think she's cheating? Maybe she's trying to, I was gonna say maybe she's trying to push him away, but she's a little bit too adamant about the fucking circumcision thing. Anyway, there's an update 1 week later. I'm ready. I don't know where to start, but I'd like to thank everyone on here first. I have received countless PMs, all pretty much saying the same thing, yet I still wanted to work out things and marry her. Boy. Then a few days after my post, we had a huge fight. She threatened me. I won't give too many details, but it was more than enough to give me a wake-up call. And that's when I finally realized that this relationship isn't healthy or normal. I had those thoughts before, but her action that day confirmed it. What did she do? What did she say? Give us the tea. Right now, I'm in the process of completely removing her from my life. That incident had a significant impact on my mental health. And at this point, I just need a long break. I have spoken to her parents in private, and they're almost begging me to rethink the whole situation. I won't. I still love her, but couldn't do this anymore. It's a shock to the system. I went from planning my future with her to now actively cutting off everything that connects us. I read through all the comments again after the incident, and they put things into perspective. Thank you again for all the advice and PMs. We're no longer together. Post got locked. Blah, 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 blah. Wow. Okay, but what did she threaten you with? I feel like you were like, what shifted that like you started taking her serious? Damn, I want to know. I am irritated. Come on, dude. We don't know you in real life. Just let us know. Anyway, I'm glad that she showed her true colors before the wedding, because that's a whole fuck ton of crazy. Imagine y'all have like a daughter, and at 7, she's like, I think she needs a nose job. No, she's getting a nose job. This bitch is obviously a fucking lunatic, and I see that you're not running, but at least you're crawling away from the wreckage of this relationship. Let's get into some comments. This says, glad to see he is cutting off everything that connects them and not anything else. She 100% threatened to cut it off herself. Yup, that was my read too. She got up and told me that we will get this done either way. This line in the first post was ominous as hell to me. Next said he shouldn't sleep without a locked door between them after that comment. Yeah, that was fucking scary. Next, PSA, don't stick your dick, peeled or otherwise, in crazy. Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right, let's see if we have any more. Yeah, from the first half, I knew she was going to threaten to do it herself. She's that much of a red flag. Okay, but she must not have just said like, okay, fine, I'll do it myself. She must have like shown some real intent and or like premeditation in order for him to like finally like click in his head like this bitch is fucking crazy. And of course her parents wanted OP to still marry her. They knew no one else would be crazy enough to marry her, so now they're stuck with that sociopath. Next is she is crazy creepy. The parents can have her back. Luckily for OP, he didn't marry her yet. Imagine having children with someone like that. No, don't imagine it. Yeah, 1000%. This was fucking wild. I don't care how you feel. I do care how you feel about child circumcision. I can't lie. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about a grown-ass man having bodily autonomy, although I think kids should have bodily autonomy too. But you know what? Those are just my opinions. You can feel how you want to feel. And also, let me make something clear about circumcising children. My mom, not that this is anybody's fucking business, but my mom believed in circumcision back in the day. We'll leave it at that. And to this day, she doesn't know whether she, believes in it or doesn't believe in it. But you know what? Back 20, 30, 40 years ago, we didn't have the information that we have today. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have, outside sources telling us that this doesn't have to be the norm. And so I swear to you, I do not look at like older generations and I'm like, I look at newer generations with that information who still go through with it personally. That's just how I feel about it. And if you feel otherwise, you are welcome to leave that in the comments, but keep it classy. I would like to know what you thought about this story in the comments. Have you ever known anyone this fucking crazy? Because I don't think I have. If you like videos like this, let me know. I'll have a new one for you next Friday. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.